Well, hello again everybody, and welcome to another collection video. This time it's my Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS games, even though I don't own either a DS or a 3DS. But if you caught it in one of my pickup videos like a month or two ago, I showed off where I got a 2DS. I decided to buy one of those because I didn't get a DS. At the time the DS was out, I just didn't have much interest in portables. I'd had a Game Boy Advance at one point, like an original Advance, and I had a lot of issues with it, and it kind of threw me off of portables for a while. When the 3DS came out, all I could think about was, I don't care for the 3D gimmick, and even though you don't have to use it, I didn't feel like paying $170 to $200 for a 3DS. That's basically what the current prices for 3DSs are now. When the 2DS was first announced, even though I was one of those guys who kind of looked at it and scratched their head and thought, wow, what's all this about? It started to make sense to me that that would be the perfect way to go if I wanted to do a portable, because it eliminates the 3D aspect, and which only, well, due to its design, it only eliminates a handful of games that can't be played on it. And it was only $130, and I don't know, that just felt like the right time to jump in on it. Plus, it enables me to play a bunch of DS games that did catch my attention over the years, as well as some 3DS games that I wanted to get my hands on, some of which are in my collection, some of which are not yet. So anyway, without further ado, let's do this. The first 4 games are DS, and then I've got 5 games for the 3DS. So it's not a big collection at the moment, but like I said, I hope to add to this. So the first one is a game that I saw sitting at Walmart for years. Like, I looked at it, and you know, because it was a DS game, there was nothing, no reason for me to buy it, but it always intrigued me a little bit, so I ended up getting a copy of it. And anyway, the game is Magical Star Sign. Best that I can tell is that it's an RPG. It has that kind of anime style look to it. The characters kind of remind me of the characters from Grandia a little bit. I don't know much about it. I looked it up. The reviews weren't horrible or anything, so I just decided it was worth picking up for, I think it was less than $10, and it's brand new, never been opened. Next up, I've got Okami Den, which is, I think it's like a prequel to the PS2 game Okami, or it was on other consoles as well, but I have it for PS2. Because I like Okami so much, I thought this was worth getting. But this is another sealed game. I haven't opened it and played it yet. The next 2 DS games I have given a shot. This wasn't really the WarioWare game that I wanted to get, do it yourself. But I wanted to get a WarioWare game, or a few, both for DS and like for the Wii. Eventually I'd like to get more of these because I think that they're pretty fun. Every once in a while, I'm a guy that really likes those storyline games. I like those games that give you hours and hours and hours of one consistent story. But I find myself wanting to play little mini games like this from time to time. So that's what that one was all about. And then my last DS game is The World Ends With You. This is another one of those games where years ago when it came out, I remember reading about it, I remember seeing it in the store. It had the old Square Enix down there, so I wanted to check it out. I gave this a shot. Like, I started playing it the other day, but the other day, it's been a few weeks now, but I was like tired as heck, so it was a little too frenetic action for me as somebody who was about to pass out to really get into it. But I'll go back and check it out again soon. Alright, now we're moving on to the 3DS games. The first game I have here is Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. This was the handheld Origins game. And it's actually pretty cool. It's kind of, let's just call it linear. It's not as open world, and it's not a game that you can move around in quite like the other Arkham games, but it's pretty fun. Although the last time I played it, I was so completely stuck, and I was getting so frustrated with it that I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to play this again. I'm sure I'll go back and play it again sometime. But it was confusing as heck. Now we've got a couple of the big games. The next three games were big games for me. Games kind of the reason why I bought the 2DS in the first place for. The first game is Bravely Default, another Square Enix game. I've been reading about it forever. It was getting a lot of coverage through the Operation Rainfall website, and when I found out it was only a handheld game, I was like, oh, bummer, I'll never get to check it out. Then when I got the 2DS and it came out, I think I bought it like that first week it was out. I just decided I had to have that one. It's been fun. I played it for a little bit. My attention span with games in general here lately has been so short and so crazy that I got started in something like that and then I haven't went back for a while. Same goes for this one, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. I'm a big Donkey Kong Country fan. I've been wanting to get the Returns game for the Wii forever, but it just hasn't happened, and then I ended up buying this one day, and it's been pretty fun. But I went so far with it, and then I've just been distracted away. And then if there's any one game in the 3DS collection that really fits that bill, it's this one, Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. This is probably the reason why I decided to take the plunge and get a 2DS. And it was the first game that I played. It was the game that I put in hours and hours on, mainly at work and sometimes around the house when I was kind of bored. And it's super fun. I really love it, but I got distracted. I also had a few moments with this where I kind of got lost. And it's silly because I have a strategy guide for it, but I just haven't really consulted the guide. So that one's kind of up in the air for now until I feel like jumping back into it. Alright, the last game in my 3DS collection is One Piece Romance Dawn. This one was kind of a not last second purchase, but it was one of those. I've never watched One Piece. I'm not really interested in it, but because this game was an exclusive through GameStop and it was a limited number, as you can see, there's my number, 10,090 out of 16,800. And it was, you know, whatever, $35, $40, you know, a typical brand new 3DS game price. I decided to pick it up. This is sealed. It won't ever be opened because, like I said, I don't have any interest in playing it. I just had the interest in having something that was relatively rare. A numbered copy game is kind of cool. So anyway, that wraps up my meager 2DS and 3DS collection. This, of course, will be expanded somewhere down the road. Every day I'm probably on eBay or something looking up an old obscure DS title that I remember from 10 years ago. Some of these newer 3DS games that are coming out. I do have hopes on picking up Tomodachi Life here in like 2 weeks whenever it comes out. If I'm able to scrounge up the money for it, because that one is a really unique looking title and I definitely want to get it. But anyways, it's a small collection now, and hopefully it'll get built up to something a little more admirable in the upcoming months and years. So thanks a lot for checking out the video, and stay tuned for the next one.